Good morning from the high tunnel. So, if you're in Alabama, you've been in the weather, you've experienced the weather, you're trying to grow a garden in this humidity, struggles will be real. So this week's tip is fighting a fungal infection. So, do you see those little hairs? They affect, it's a fungus, and they affect the flower part of squash plants, okra, zucchini. But basically, you know, when you have your flower is where your fruit comes. But then, as that fungus grows on the flower and the fruit starts to produce, then it starts to eat your fruit. And the struggle is real in the humidity. So, can you stop it? From what I've read, the best way to help stop it is to get your plants off the ground. So all of my squash plants, let me turn you around and I'll show you. Again, cell phone video. So my squash plants look really great here in the high tunnel. However, they are on the ground. We do have them on a drip line, but still on the ground, and it is sticky in here, even though we have the sides open. And the humid weather does not do us any favors for fungal infection. So even though we spray as a preventative, it still doesn't alleviate our problem. So we are going through and going to prune the whole entire squash plant up until the top, and then I'm going to trellis them up off the ground in hopes to stop this fungal infection from killing all of my squash that is produced. So the plant itself is not affected, but the squash flower and the actual fruit is affected. So we're going to go through here and get these all trimmed up and trellised, and I'll be back and show you what we have in a minute. Alright, so I am back. I trimmed these plants on Saturday, and I have been removing every single bit of infected squash and removing it from my hoop house. And see all those little baby squash, and then I have some that have made it to the adult stage. So if you happen to have the same problem, I would say trellising does help tremendously. That one doesn't look. Does look okay. So I would definitely suggest trellising and trimming, pruning those bad boys. Now these, I did not run I don't know what I was doing when I was planting these, really. Well, I guess they were a row at one time. So when I was planting, I planted this row of squash, this row. And then, for some reason, I thought it'd be a great idea to plant these in this second row instead of like where I got those few tomatoes. It helps if you think about what you're doing when you're planting. It does you wonders, because I don't have a trellis system over here, and I do on the next style. So, but so far, these have had no issues now that I have trimmed them. Hopefully, the fungus will stay away from us. There's one that fell off. Yeah, so you'll see it See how it's like, I don't know if y'all can see that. Hold on. Alright, so this is what it looks like. Like fuzzy. And it makes your squash yucky. So, throw it outside. And that's it. I would say trellising your cucumber or your squash does wonders. So, if you have the same problem I have, prune the stew out of them. You see that it doesn't kill them. They do look pitiful, but they're still making squash. So, even though they look a little pitiful, they're not big bushes anymore. They have less amount of rotting squash on them. So, give it a try. Let me know if it works for you. Because so far, knock on wood, today is, what is today? Monday, and I did this on Saturday, and I was picking dead squash off, or dying squash off every day, and I have not picked any off in a few days. So, alright, that's it, folks. Have a good day.